ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Unpacking this imagery of the person set upon by robbers, Adi Shankara in the Bhashya makes a very nice transition from the Drishtanta to the Darshtanta by talking about Adhikaritvam. And who is this Adhikari? Upadeshavan, the one who has been instructed. And the one who has been instructed is what? Panditaha. After instruction only has become what? Panditaha. And who is that? Medhavi, the one who can retain, grasp, retain and tell others also. And para upadishtaha. So by being taught what? Grama pravesha marga avadharana samartha, has the capacity. The capacity here is that discrimination, understanding, that discrimination and vyavasayatmika buddhi. So first viveka and then what? Vairagya towards all other things. That is not going to take me to the goal. So if you don't know the goal, what will happen? You go goal. That's what happens. And so here he's not going round and round. He's got that samarthya. Samarthya means that capacity as a result of being taught, that dexterousness to what? Marga avadharana samartha. What is the marga here? The marga is a journey to oneself basically, because moksha not being away from you, it's not a marga, it's not a gramantara pravesha, no such thing. There is no entry into any village. This is just the example. And moksha being what? Your own swarupa. Moksha is your own swarupa, and so from your own swarupa you cannot swerve. And so here recognizing that. And how does one recognize the swarupa? By seeing the futility of all other options. Where all other options, the doors close, this door alone opens. So one stops reveling in the finite to understand that one is indeed the content of the seeker, the truth of the seeker is myself alone. That one. And so how does one see that? One sees that by seeing repeatedly the fallacies of samsara marga, if we have to take that whole metaphor forward. So the fallacy of samsara marga is seen, and therefore one has got on to moksha marga. So the fallacy of preyas is seen, to put it in the words of the Kathopanishad, and then one catches on to what? Shreyas. I have told you many times, if you choose prayers, what are you saying? Pray for us. That's all you're saying. No other option there. And so therefore, so then this is the person. So samarthasan gandharan eva upasampadhyeta. So gains Gandhara, Gandharva Nagara, gains the one's own Swarupa, and who doesn't gain it? In true Upanishad fashion, Ninda, Stuti and Ninda. What is the Stuti? Stuti of the person who has done it correctly, and Ninda of the person who is not getting it. And who is the one not getting it? Mudhamatihi. The one who is deluded all right, but not ready to give up that delusion, even if it's pointed out. Not ready to give it up for many blocks and confusions about means and ends and all that. So sadhana sadhya is not matched up, and one falls prey to flowery talk by various kinds of people who will keep convincing, come this side, come that side, I'll do this, I'll do that. All that is there is the first portion of the Veda. All you need is some goodies in samsara. You don't need to get out of samsara. There is no getting out of samsara, ityadi. So they fall under the spell of pushpitam vacham. So all kinds of flowery talk. And then who are the people who are doing this flowery talk? Avipashchitah, not vipashchit, avipashchitah. Avipashchitah means all these people who are not having viveka vairagya, not having wisdom, avipashchitah. And then they keep saying they are, committed to the first portion of the Veda, they are not committed to moksha at all, and they delude other people also. Swayam deluded, anyan deludayanti. Okay, so they delude other people, they confuse other people also. And then why? Because they are prasaktaha. They are addicted to what? Bhoga and Aishwarya. Bhoga, all kinds of small finite ends in life is bhoga. And what is Aishwarya? Aishwarya is power. Overlordship, power. So addicted to power and consumables in life, what do? They are themselves misleaded, and they become somehow leaders. They become shreshtaha, and then they continue to delude others as well. And so, warning against that, the Upanishad here says these are. So two kinds of people, na itaraha, they don't get. What is the first one? The first one is the mudhamatihi, we have discussed that. And the second one is deshantara darshana trid va. Means, or the second option is somebody with wanderlust. Is not mudhamati, knows that this is what I have to do, but still keeps on going here, there, everywhere. Destination wedding, It's not special enough that one is getting married. One has to get married in some exotic place. Make all the guests also spend money to attend. And then like that, so destination wedding and some kind of a cruise. And somebody was telling me, why don't you have Vedanta cruise? Yeah. Vedanta cruise, where everybody will be sitting in one boat and then studying Vedanta. So all this is not necessary. Vedanta itself makes you cruise along in a nice way without needing a cruise. Okay? So wanderlust means going here, going there, going everywhere. Somehow there is a certain deeply felt restlessness for which this going and coming becomes a huge deal. Wants to somehow forget that, or to gain something by going there, going here, and this is how the person has no time for Vedanta. When Pujya Swamiji, whenever Pujya Swamiji was in Rishikesh, he would be asked, in those days, long ago, now it is very easy to go everywhere, there are helicopters and everything. So they would ask Pujya Swamiji, Swamiji, have you been to Kedar? Have you been to Manasarovar? And he would quietly say, my Shani Dasha has not started yet. So, so that means what? That when this, I think, 20 years long, Shani Dasha. So when Shani Dasha starts, there is a certain restlessness. So he would always quietly say, my Shani Dasha has not started yet, so I have not gone to those places. This is a kind of a wanderlust. So it's interesting that even in ancient times when it was so difficult to travel and you had to go by foot, even that the human buddhi is the same. Whether the travel now is by plane and helicopter or whether it is by what? Whether it is by foot. Still that wanderlust will not go, the human mind being what it is. So then, so na itaraha, and then he now moves to the Darshtanta very nicely. He says, Yatha ayam drishtantah varnitah, and just as this has been explained, and what has been explained, svavishayebhyah gandharebhyah. Svavishayebhyah means from one's own place, from one's own place where one belongs, one's reference point. Svavishayebhyah gandharebhyah, so we here called Gandhara. Purushah, this person, taskaraihi, abhinadhakshah, avivekah, dingmudhah, ashanaya pipasadi man. Ashanaya pipasadi man. So, this is a long sentence, you have to break it up in a couple of places. So, who is this person? Set upon by robbers. Taskaraihi, blinded by the robbers, blindfolded rather by the robbers. And blindfolded means what? No viveka, dingmudhaha, totally disoriented. Which direction I should go? Ashanaya pipasadi man means subject to hunger and thirst. Now, why should this be mentioned, subject to hunger and thirst? Why should it be mentioned? Is not everybody subject to hunger and thirst? Yes. Is not the mumukshu also subject to hunger and thirst? Yes. Is not the jnani also subject to hunger and thirst? Yes. But here, the identification with the body is pointed out. Ashanaya pipasadi man. First reason, this Ashanaya pipasadi man is there. So the identification with the hunger and thirst. And let's not forget Pujya Swamiji's story. I was so thirsty, I was so thirsty, I was so thirsty. It's the identification with the thirst. I am thirsty. I am joins hungry. So this is the problem. The problem here is not that one is subject to hunger and thirst. What is subject to hunger and thirst? Body is subject to hunger and thirst, but the Dehatma Buddhi is so strong, the I is there. So that is the first reason, Ashanaya pipasadi man. And then this Upanishad itself, in the places that we did not study, which we left out, there is a whole discussion of the word Ashanaya and Pipasa. So the derivation of the word Ashanaya is presented as Ashitam Nayati. That which takes away that which has been eaten. So what is Ashanaya? Hunger, desire to eat is Ashanaya. So the desire to eat, according to this Upanishad, has nothing to do with the desire to eat. What is it connected to? The desire to eat is because of apaha. That water which is drunk. And what is the job of the water? To clean out. It's like a little washing machine, the stomach here. Yeah. Top loading, okay, not front loading. Yeah. Top loading washing machine, and there is an agitation that takes place, and then that agitation will not take place if you don't have water there. In fact, there is an Ayurvedic formula. What is the formula? Ashanena ardham purayet. So, fill up half the stomach with food. But I don't know what is half the stomach. Okay, find out what is full. Until you cannot move, you eat one day and count how many chapatis. Let's say you count 16 chapatis. Then what is half of that? 8 chapatis means half full. And then 1/4 you fill with water. And then what else? The other 1/4 is for dessert. No? It is to be kept empty for this agitation to take place. What about detergent? The stomach itself supplies. Okay, yeah, free. You don't have to put, that is called hydrochloric acid, etc. All the acids, stomach acids are helping. And so what does the water do? The water cleans up and has a big role to play in the digestion. And then ashanaya, the desire to eat again, is because of the water. The apaha, the waters take away what is eaten. So same thing, pipasa. Pipasa is what? Desire to drink. And that's where we find Agni having come and then what? Burnt up the water, evaporated the water. And so Agni has evaporated the water, therefore there is desire to drink, and the water has cleared away the earth element in the form of food, therefore there is desire to eat. There is a very long discussion. And so what is Ashanaya and Pipasa? Ashanaya and Pipasa are the manifestation of the three devatas. Tejo Bannadi. So Tejaha, up, and Annam, they are the manifestation of the three devatas in action from one's stomach, from the standpoint of one's own body, mind, sense complex. Not knowing that, the person is crying, I am hungry, I am hangry. There is one more word, hangry. Hunger plus anger. Okay? And so it's a new word that they have crafted. And so then what happens? So then Ashanaya Pipasadiman. And what happens to him? Vyagra taskaradi aneka bhaya anartha vrata yutam aranyam prakshiptaha praveshitaha. So the thrown into this forest, replete with tigers, wild animals, taskara, what is that, robbers and other creepy crawly things, snakes, etc. Adipadat, aneka bhaya, anartha vrata yutam, replete with what? Objects of fear. A host of all kinds of wrong things, replete with all that. This person is there, thrown into this praveshitaha. And then dukkharthaha, afflicted by sorrow. Dukkharthaha. You can come, sit here, come. So, dukkharthaha, afflicted by sorrow. Vikroshan, complaining all the time, screaming all the time, complaining. Vikroshan, bandhanebhyaha, screaming against the bondage. Bandhanebhyaha, hu tishtati, mumukshuhu tishtati. Yeah, very interesting description of mumukshu. Mumukshuhu tishtati. The mumukshu is who? This kind of a helpless person. Mumukshu tishtati. Where? In the body, mind, sense complex itself. And then what? Then saha, this mumukshu, saha eva kathanchideva karunikena kenachit mokshitaha. So by freed by some compassionate person. The compassionate person frees this person who has who is undergoing a freeze, Freeze, sitting there completely disoriented, thrown into the forest, not knowing what to do. And then what happens to that person? And then somehow Swadeshan freed, Swadeshan Gandharan eva apannah nirvritah sukhi abhut. Accomplishing this return to what? One's own nature. Becomes happy, becomes contented. So what is the real cause of contentment? Being with oneself, being as oneself, resting as oneself. And then he goes full hog here, very interesting bhashya here. Then he says, Evameva, in the same manner, what happens? Sataha, from the Sad Devata, which is what? Jagadatmanas Swarupaha. Tasmat, from that Sad Devata, which is the cause of this universe, Jagan Moolam Yat, Tasmat, from that Tejo Bannadimayam, that which is a vikara of fire, water, earth, etc. And then now, very interesting metaphor, Deharanyam. Where has this person been thrown? What is the forest? Body is the forest. The body-mind-sense complex is a forest full of wild animals. Think about that. The body itself is a forest cast from Sat. Sat is myself alone. And then my own Swarupa. And then what happened in the last life? Vyagrova. Remember that? Yeah. Simhova, Varahova, Vrikova, Patangova, Damshova, Kitova, va, but not vah, okay? Yeah. And then va, and back, back to Sat, in between two lifetimes, merged temporarily into Sat, and then what? Vikshiptaha, again because of ajnanam, put back into those very bodies. And that body is considered what? Aranya. And then he has many things to say about this body, and one compound is one whole line long. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Rudhira, Medo, Mamsa, Asthi, Majja, Shukra, Krimi, Mutra, Purishavat. Meaning, this body, which is an assemblage of blood, bones, marrow, and flesh, and all these things, and along with all the waste, liquid waste, solid waste, all these things, plus a ancestral home for all the bacteria. All the bacteria, they say we are not moving. Why? Because our great, all our Pitrus have lived here in the form of amoeba. Who are you to flush us out? We will come back. We are resistant to all antibiotics. Don't worry. We are here to stay. And so krimi means all kinds of things, tapeworm, so many things are there. And then all microscopic organisms, all this, Adi Shankara knew this. And then what else? Then it is also, the body is also the site for affliction of opposite situations. What are the opposite situations? Two of them are mentioned, very common ones. What are they? Shita, Ushna. Hot. Okay, put on the AC, put on fan, put on this, take off all the clothes. And then after that, what? Cold. And then what? Panchakosha, sweater, t-shirt, muffler, everything. Five koshas you put on. And so, like this, there is, the one is not able to tolerate. And then the Shita, Ushna, another common one, Dvandva is what? Sukha and Dukkha. Today happy, and next minute, sad. And then next minute, yippee. Next minute, awful. Same day, so many emotions, and then they keep changing, and then identifying with the changes. This person he is very, very sad. And then what happens? Then sukha dukkhavaccha idam shariram. This sharira is this assemblage. Shariram is body, mind, sense complex. And then what is the bondage around the eyes? Mohapata abhinadhakshaha. The bandage, blindfold of wrong priorities, delusion about one's own nature, delusion about everything else also. And then how it is deluded, Adi Shankara helps us out. Bharya, putra, mitra, pashu, bandhu, adi, drishta, aneka vishaya, trishna, pashitaha, tied up in knots. Tied up in knots by what? Various things a person calls mine. What are they? Bharya, spouse. And Bharya, putra, offspring. Spouse is there, offspring. So this is mine. Mine is okay. This is me. This person is an extension of me. And therefore they should do this to me. They should not do this to me. This is the problem. In every marriage, that is the problem. And then so Bharya, and then what else? Putra, child, offspring, same thing. With the putra also, same problem. And putrah pushte, aham pushtah. Putro nashte, aham nashtah. When the child is okay, I am okay. When the child is not okay, I am not okay. And this is how the parents get stressed out because their children have exams. Yeah, and this I've never been able to understand. I said, you have finished your exams, you're okay, you don't have to worry, you have finished study. No, I'm very worried, how will they do, how will she do, how will she do. However he or she will do, it will be found out. When the results come, you will see, don't worry. But there is that nervousness. So there is a kind of an identity. The identity is there instead of with Sat. And so therefore, this is all the delusions. He's pointing out various delusions. Putra, mitra. This is my BFF. What is BFF? Best friend forever. And mind that word very nicely. BFF means you don't want the first B and the F. You want what? Forever. That's what you want. The forever in the form of BF. That's what you want. And then you look for the forever in some other forms. What you want is forever. And then that forever is not in the BF. It is in yourself alone. Atmaiva atmano bandhuhu. This is what it is. It's centered on you alone. And then, so like this, Pashu, pets, of course. Many people can't come to Vedanta retreat. What about my dog? Yeah. What about my cat? Meow. Put it in, there are certain things called, what are they called? Kennel, thank you. So there are things there you do. No, he will be all alone. He doesn't like kennels. These I'm not making stuff up. This is all I have heard. Yes. Can I bring the dog to the ashram? No, you can't bring the dog to the ashram. Absolutely not. Yeah. Ashram is not a place. It's not a dog park. It's not a place to bring the dog. And so, bring the cat. But still, there is this, this is the moha. This is the moha. The heart is given out. The heart is cut into pieces and spread out. Everywhere it is there, except where it needs to be. And then what else? So drishta. So the Vishaya Trishna, the desire for objects, people, situations, friends, everything is not only for the things you know, but also for the things that are not known. Like what? Destination wedding, not known. I have never been to that destination. Somewhere in some island, one has to go get married. It is not known. I have never had the experience of destination wedding. All my previous weddings were just in the same destination. So this, this wedding, I have to go to another destination. That's what it is. And so like this, adrishta. So some island somewhere. Somebody told, what was that? Kit Island, you know. So this, some Kit's Island, they went and they got married, and then like this. So there is all these things. The adrishta, it's not seen, but somehow there is that feeling, that must be very nice, I have to go there. And Swarga, of course, is a very big example of adrishta. Even making arakshanam, reservation for various lokas. Because there is the feeling that Swarga is not available on a tatkal basis like Indian trains. Yeah, train reservation, tatkal you can, you can get immediately, but here you have to reserve in advance. And then what else? So then, Vishaya Trishna, the Trishnaya Pashitaha. Pashitaha, by this gamut of desire, the desire itself is the pasha. Pasha doesn't mean some kind of a Russian king. Here it means, pasha means rope. Yes, pashitaha, bound. Pasha means bondage here. And then set upon by the robbers. Who are the robbers? Punya Papa are the robbers. Set upon by robbers who rob you of your viveka. That's why Punya Papa are the robbers. What do these robbers do? They rob you of your viveka. The viveka that was there, they rob you of your viveka. And then instead what do you say? Because you are possessed by these robbers, that's what Adi Shankara says. Taskaraihi praveshitaha dehaha. So this aviveka and this maudhyam has entered the person in the form of these robbers and robbed of whatever little remaining viveka was left. And then as a result what happens? Aham amushya putraha. This is one's identity. I am so and so's offspring. And then what? Mama ete bandhavaha. These are my relatives. And then sukhi aham. I am happy. But only lasts as soon as you say I am happy, you sad. Okay, that is how it is. So it doesn't even last as long as the sentence. Sukhi aham. And after that, dukhi aham. Moodho aham. I am moodhaha, I am deluded. And then one person says that, and the next minute the person says, no, I'm very knowledgeable with regard to these things. Panditoham, moodhoham, and then dharmikaha. Dharmikaha means I have a high standing in society. Everybody looks up to me, east or west. I am the best follower of dharma. Like this, what is that? Doing some kind of a backpatting for oneself. And then dharmikaha, bandhuman. I have my people. These are my peeps. Yeah, this is what they'll say. These are my peeps. This is my inner circle. And they drop names. These celebrities, all I know. And these are my bandhus. And all the people are, Taylor Swift is related to me. How is Taylor Swift related to you? It's a long story. Yeah, and then she did her DNA, and then she is 100th Indian. That's how she is related to me. So like this, they make up something. Yeah, and then like this, they have all this. They like to drop names because of that deep insecurity and ajnanam. And then they will say, Jataha. Jataha means, did you wish me a happy birthday today? It is my birthday. Jataha. And then what else? Mritaha. Mritaha, nobody says, destroyed I am. I am destroyed. Jataha, mritaha, jirnaha. At that time you should have seen me. And this is what every person above 60, if they don't have Vedanta, will go on pontificating. You should have seen me in my prime. Yeah. My skin was like alabaster. I don't even know what alabaster means, but I have seen that. I have seen that comparison, okay? Yeah. My skin, you should have seen, just shiny skin. And then you should have seen my memory, and I remembered all the Upanishads by heart. These kinds of ideas. I knew everything at the tip of my mind. Look at me now, jirnoham, jirnaham. And then sad situation, and then papi. This is of Adi Shankara says, because the jiva is what? Racked with guilt, always guilty. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? And now all the difficulties are there. Must be my problem. I am a real terrible papi. I have done lot of papa. And this is why one gets into that savior psychology. Somebody has to save me. This is all priming up for that only. Even though one is not enslaved, even though Atma is free of papa, one thinks of oneself as papi aham. And then what? Putro me mritaha. I have lost my child. Dhanam me nashtam. And don't ask for a donation. I have lost my money also. Ha hatosmi. Oh no, alas, I am destroyed. Katham jivishyami. Really, I am helpless. How am I going to go along? I don't have any other gati. Ka me gatihi. Yeah, that's what's the next one. Ka me gatihi. Kim me tranam. Who will save me? Where is my place of getting saved? Iti evam aneka shata sahasra anartha jalavan. So, aneka means many. Sahasra, hundreds of thousands of wrong notions, hundreds of thousands of statements of bondage, which are notional in nature. By that, one is totally trapped. Jalavan means, jala means net. Fallen in the net of all these kinds of things. One is given to this bondage. Like the bird who stops fluttering after some time, the person has kind of hopelessly trapped in this bondage. And then what happened? Vikroshan, complaining loudly. And then kathanchid deva punya atishayat. Adi Shankara adds this, punya atishayat, because of grace working overtime. Yes. Not in spite of you, not because of you, but in spite of you, some punya fructifies. Parama karunikam kanchit sad brahmatmavit vimukta bandhanam brahmishtam yada asadayati. So somehow, because of grace, punya working overtime, one is in the right place at the right time for a change. Rest of the time, wrong place, wrong time. For a change, one is in the right place at the right time. Thank God. And then what? Kenachit parama karunikena, by the one who has utmost compassion. Compassion doesn't mean that the teacher keeps on, listening to whatever you want. That is not compassion. Compassion means what, like earlier it was said, I really like that expression in the Shruti and how Adi Shankara explained it, yatha bandhanam pramuchya. So, what is the bondage? Of course, there is a general cause of bondage. What is that general? Samanyam, ajnanam and anyatha jnanam. And then that bondage sits differently in each person and is manifest differently in each person because of various core issues, the differences in background, the differences in core issues. And so, according to that, the Upadesha is given to touch on that particular aspect of that bondage, to dissolve that notion finally for that person. That is why sitting in Pujya Swamiji's classes, everybody thought what? I am the only one. I am the only one. This class is just tailor-made only for me, nobody else. Everybody thought that because his caliber was such that there may be 300 people, but each one felt what? This is for me alone. He is talking only about my issues. And that is how the teaching unfolds. That is what the teaching is all about. It is only for the person who has Shraddha. And that Shraddha we have to guard like a precious jewel. We have to guard that from being robbed by taskaras, robbers, etc. And then robbers of aviveka and delusion. And so like this, the Parama Karunika means the compassionate one will teach. When they find that one is ready, they will definitely teach. And not only that, they will teach in accordance to how you experience the bondage, and that is where it is unraveled. And that unraveling is a important part of Atma Jnanam, because things that need to be let go of need to be what? Let go of. Can't hold on to the things that need to be let go of. So everything really is a teaching. And then what? Who is this person? Brahmavit, it said. Not only Brahmavit, Sad Brahmatmavit. Beautiful expression, because the whole thing started with what? Sadeva Somya idamagre asit. Getting ready to conclude, that is what it is. Sadvit, Sad Brahmavit, Sad Brahma, this Sad Brahma, Tat Sad Brahma, Ahameva Atma iti, Yasya Jnanam, whose Jnanam is like this. That is the one, Sad Brahmatmavit. So this Brahman is Atma, this Brahman is myself alone, and this Brahman is Sadvastu iti Vimukta Bandhaha, Vimukta Bandhanaha, the one who is free of this, what is that, bondage, Brahmishtam. Brahmishtam means Brahmanishtam, the most exalted of all jnanis, Yada asadayati. There is no most exalted, it's just a bhavana about one's guru. Okay, so then asadayati, when one approaches, then what happens? Tena cha brahmavida karunyat darshita samsara vishaya dosha darshana margaha. So the road to freedom was shown. So now this person became what? Darshita Margaha. Let us just take simple words in this sandhi. Became Darshita Margaha. Became the one to whom the road of freedom was shown. What is this road of freedom? Aneka samsara dosha. So the road of freedom is delineating the various problems in samsara. And if we make a list of all the problems in samsara, we'll be here forever. Yeah. Suffice it to say, it is finitude. What I want is the infinite. What I want is the infinite. But the heart is not easily convinced. The heart wants the finite, and then one says, okay, I'll want the infinite, but can I right now have the finite? It does not work. You cannot have little bit of samsara, little bit of moksha. Doesn't work. It's not like a buffet. So if you are a moksharthi, then what happens? Samsara has to be left behind. You can't hold on to both, because one is what? Mithya. The other is Satyam. The other is Sad Brahma Vastu. And the other, that which you are holding on to is also holding on to something else, is holding on to you. Like that true story that Pujya Swamiji would like to tell. One time in the 70s, there was some flash flood in Rishikesh, early 70s. And then this man was drowning, and he prayed, "Oh Lord, send me something that I can hold on to." And a log, what looked like a log, drifted by his side. Emphasis on what looked like a log. Okay, that's where the story is going. Very happily he caught hold of it, and he thought something is there, and he was surprised when it also gave him a hug. It was a so what was it? A baby bear adrift in the thing. And baby bear means what? The mother bear, that's why it's called bear. The mother bear finds it unbearable that you have the baby bear. The mother bear must be around. And so we don't know what happened to this person, but he was screaming. The bear also got startled, and the baby bear was also screaming, but both of them were not willing to let each other go. This kind of an anyonya ashraya is there in samsara. What you are holding on to is actually, in reality, holding on to you. Let go. This is the idea. Just let go. And then further, so then what happens? Then he says, yada asadayati. Yeah, we finished that, yeah. So then, so what was he shown? He was shown the road. And what was the road? The road was the discernment of all the limitations of samsara. Seeing the fallacy of samsara repeatedly. That whatever you want is time bound. It will last for 1 day, maybe shorter. It will last for 3 hours. After that, what? Same longing, same pain, same sorrow. Sometimes it will only last for 5 minutes. Then again, same sorrow. Right here in the dining hall, I saw long back, I saw one, a few years back, I saw one child crying, having ice cream. What happened? And her mother was, she was kind of rolling her eyes, because she knew she had been through this before with the child. Crying. I said, what happened? What's the matter? You don't like your ice cream? I love my ice cream, she says through the sobs. But look, it's already half over. Clever child. She knows that this is finite. And I said, darling, you're in the right place. Don't worry. You keep seeing this. And very soon you will find this thing. Her mother was laughing. Her father was laughing. It's very nice, Yeah. So she's eating it and crying into it, making it melt faster, in fact. And because the warm tears are making it melt faster than before. And then, so this is the samsara, dukkha, and samsara dosha darshana marga. So the marga that he was shown is, what is that? So because this is the teaching that starts with nivritti. So this is nivrityatmakam shastram. Neti comes first, spirit away ignorance, and then reaffirm what is already there. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita also, the, what is that? The 11th verse of the 2nd chapter starts with the negative particle, nanj pratyaya a. What does Lord Krishna say? Ashochyanan vashochastvam. Prajnavadamscha bhashase, etc., etc. Ashocyan. And people say this is Mangalam, Shubham, because this is an auspicious beginning and one does not normally start with a negative particle. But here, the negative particle is the most auspicious of all. The word na, the word here, the particle of negation, is the most auspicious of all, because in that negation, what is there in that no? In that negation, the whole ajnanam has gone. It is no longer like this. It is new. It is different. So that which is not subject to sorrow, the first word of the teaching in the Bhagavad Gita, that which is not subject to sorrow, that no there is actually an affirmation of oneself. It's very, very beautiful, very deep. And so here also, what is he shown first? What is that marga? The marga that is filled with all the samsara, dosha, darshana, samartha, it was said. So that is the samarthyam that was got from the teaching, the ability to let go of the finite. The ability to let go of the finite when? Muhur muhuhu, again and again. How? Dosha drishtya, repeatedly seeing the fallacy. And what is the fallacy? Finitude. Repeatedly seeing the fallacy, repeatedly seeing the finitude, again and again and again, and repeatedly seeing that, one lets go. Otherwise, one is holding on to things that are holding on to you really, and that's why there is codependency. Every relationship is like that. You have to maintain the relationship so that you will be taken care of. And then really speaking, how much energy you are putting into that, when you see, you will find that it is not at all worth it. Many times you see that. Sometimes it is worth it, it's okay. And for some people, but for many people, it is not worth it at all. And then, so what is that? Darshit. So the person becomes darshita samsara vishaya dosha darshana margaha. So, what is that person? The person is the one unto whom the fallacies of following the objects in samsara has been shown. And that itself becomes the marga for moksha because of the nivrityatmakatvam of the Shastra, because of the nature of the Shastra is first to what? Negate. And once the wrong notions, the wrong ideologies are negated, what is there is self-shining Tat, which is Sat, which is Sad Brahma Vastu, which has to be known as Sad Brahma Atma. I alone am. That is the Vastu. And then, then what happens? Dosha margaha. As a result of that, what happens? The student here turned jnani becomes viraktaha. Samsara vishayebhyaha viraktaha. Does not want to have anything to do with samsara and its accoutrements. Talk to the hand, that is the kind of an idea. Not really interested anymore in the finite. Then the teacher says, also again in the negative, na asitvam samsari. First, what is you are not is negated. Na asitvam samsari. Amushya putratvadi, dharmavan, etc. You are not all those things that were said. Mudhaha, panditaha, sukhi, dukhi, bandhuman, pashuman, all these things are not there. And putro me mritaha, dhanam me nashtam, all that is not you. Amushya putra, etc. You are not you. And then kim tarhi, what else are you? Sad yat tat tvamasi. You see how the Mahavakya has been come to. So yat sat, tat sat, tvam asi. That sat which was talked about as the jagat moolam, as the truth of the whole universe, is the truth of you also, because your body is what? Part of this universe. So everything is sat. Your body, mind, sense complex is also what? Shunga. Shunga means an effect, and as though karya of this sat. And you are that self-conscious being who is Sat alone. Very beautiful teaching. That Sat Tvamasi. And how is this taught? Through negation. Nasitvam samsari. Kim tarhi? Sadeva Tvamasi. You are not samsari. That not samsari has to be negated. In the negation, there is a affirmation. There is an affirmation in the negation, because the negation itself is an affirmation. When all the wrong notions go, this is what I am, this is what I want, this is who I like, this is what I don't like. All these identities have to go, including I am pramata of this knowledge. This knowledge does not have a knower. This is a knowledge without a knower. So if anybody says, I have self-knowledge, then what should you do? Back off quietly. That's all. And so, this is what is talked in the Kena Upanishad. The teacher puts a test. Who knows Brahman? And then, what does the one student says? I know Brahman. Yadi manyase suvedeti dabhramevapi nunam tvam vetha brahmano rupam. If you say, I know Brahman, what you know is what? It's like your knowledge is like a dust bunny. When you vacuum up, dabhram means like a small piece of dust. That's all your knowledge is. Then another student sitting there thinks, oh, maybe the right answer is, I don't know Brahman. Sir, revered sir, Bho, I don't know Brahman. Yes, that I can see from your face. Sit down. Then what is the correct answer? I don't say that I don't know, yet I do not know it as an object. And whoever understood what I just said also knows. That is the correct answer. Naham manye suvedeti, no na vedeti vedacha, yo nas tadveda tadveda, no na vedeti vedacha. If you talk like that outside of the campus, yeah. Outside of the ashram campus, you know what will happen. Yeah. If people ask you, what did you learn in one, loved ones ask you, what did you learn in 1 week or 9 days, what did you learn in this camp? You just say, oh, this and that. That is Tat, this is Sat. Okay? Yeah, just this and that. Yeah. Be diplomatic. Yeah. And so it is a knowledge that starts with negation. We talked yesterday in the satsang about what? Potato harvest. So both on the Tvampada side and the Tatpada side, this kind of potato harvest has to happen. The potatoes you have to harvest carefully because you don't want to cut the potatoes, so along with that lot of dirt comes. Then you take the greenery and beat it. Non-potato, aham amushya putraha, these are my bandhus, this is my dog, this is my cat, without which I cannot live, these are all my complexes, all of them non-potato, 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 from whose side? Jiva's side. Jivatvam is removed in the form of the clods of earth, and what is potato? Satchidananda. Yes. Potato is Satchidananda, correct. And then you have to do the same thing on Ishvara's side. Ishvaratvam is cognitively removed from Ishvara. Ishvara is mithya, don't say. Jiva is mithya, don't say. Jivatvam is a superimposition upon that Sat which is mithya bhuta, and Ishvaratvam is the same superimposition as it were upon that which is free of that superimposition. So on Ishvara's side, what is non-potato? Aishwarya, overlordship, all the 6 bhagas, samagram jnanam, samagra shrihi. What else is there? Samagram vairagyam, and the samarthyam, karta, dharta, samharta, all those statuses, non-potato, non-potato, non-potato. And then you are left with what on this side? Potato. What is potato? And what are you left on the jiva side? Potato. Which is what? Satchidananda. That is how it is done. Without negation, we cannot go anywhere. And Adi Shankara affirms this here. That negation is very, very important because it is nivrityatmakam. It is making you return from samsara. It's making you negate what all you think you are, what all you think you know. It actually shakes one up. And if one is feeling shaken up, it's a very good place to be, wonderful place to be. Because then all the understanding comes very, very quickly. And then what? Tattvamasi iti avidya moha patana pata abhinahanat mokshitah. So then the teacher very carefully and kindly removes the avidya pata. Avidya pata, avidya means ignorance. Moha pata, moha means anyatha grahanam, wrong understanding of myself due to avidya, my own projections. So avidya, moha means agrahanam and anyatha grahanam in the form of this pata, this piece of cloth which is like this bondage, abhinahanat, from that removal, mokshitah. Because of that, mokshitah, that the upadesha takes on this particular form. Mokshitah, Gandhara Purushavat. So like the person, the citizen of Gandhara, Swam Sadatmanam Upasampadya Sukhi Nirvritah Syat. So then, having gained what? One's own nature. Having gained one's own nature. having gained one's own nature in the form of, like the person Gandhara Sthaniya, that person gained Gandhara, which corresponds in the Darshtanta to Sadatma. That Sat is Atma, and that Sat alone I am. Tat Sat Tvamasi. That Sat alone I am. And so, understanding this, the person is freed from wrong associations and wrong identification. So, upasampadya, upa means samipe. So, knowing it as oneself, knowing it very intimately, closely as oneself, sukhi. What kind of sukhi? The sukhi that does not become dukhi. Yeah. Swarupa Sukha is pointed out, not the cycles of agony and ecstasy. So then, so Sukhi Nirvritaha. Nirvritaha Syat means accomplished, not to be confused with Nivritaha. Nivritaha returned, Nirvritaha accomplished. Accomplished in what? Music? Dance? No. Accomplished in the only thing that one has to be accomplished in. What is that? Understanding of the truth of myself. That's the only accomplishment for a human life. That's the ultimate and the best accomplishment. No other accomplishment exists even if you tried. So then that one only. So upasampadya nirvritaha syat. Iti evameva artham aha. To communicate this alone, it is said. What is said? Acharyavan purusho veda iti. And this is the teaching. Acharyavan purusho veda. Because we can see the teaching methodology here. So the acharya is not a ornamentation. Acharya is not to keep in the showcase and look at once a day. No, that is not the purpose of Acharya. The Acharya is not for adoration or whatever. The Acharya is for Upadesha. And the Upadesha comes, is brought to the student because of the Sampradaya, the Parampara. Because the beauty of this teaching is that the Acharya herself or himself was in the same state as one is right now. That is the beauty of it. So, the desperate student in the Panchadashi, the Viveka Chudamani comes to the teacher and says, I am suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, and I am burnt up by the hot winds of samsara, repeatedly shaken up by my own notions. Please help me, save me. You are the only Sharana, you are the only refuge for me. And then the teacher says, Ma bhaishta, don't be afraid. Asti upayah. Samsara sagara tarane asti upayah. There is a remedy. Yenaiva yata yatataha asya param tadeva margam tava nirdishami. I will show you the way out. And what is this way? This is the way through which I myself have walked, and before me my Guru walked, before him his Guru walked, before her his Guru, her Guru walked, like this, going all the way. This is a well-worn path. And what is the advantage? No pebbles on the way. Smoothened by other people's experiences and everything. Smooth path. Any thorns are there, somebody would have taken out. And what are the thorns? Limitations in understanding. So that's why the pramana that is there through the acharya, which is there at a particular time in a particular place, is exactly right for those people who listen. It is tailor-made. Because the pramana doesn't get updated, Shastra doesn't get updated. What gets updated is the manner in which the methodology is communicated. Methodology doesn't get updated. Shastra is timeless. That doesn't get updated. But what gets updated is the way in which those examples, those illustrations, etc., are made to be what? Made to be relevant for the person right now sitting. That is the idea. Those are the things that have to be updated. And so each person updating how to catch the people, how to catch the attention of the people, how to connect to these particular people at this time. That is how the Acharya teaches. And it's not even a conscious decision, it just comes. A particular Acharya is at a particular time, at a particular place. Bhagavan takes care of it. It's not a conscious decision. It happens, and so therefore the road to moksha, so to speak, the proverbial road, therefore is free of all kanta. Kanta means what? Thorns, stones, etc. So there is no need to reinvent the wheel. There is no need for a new road. There is no need. No, but what about a bypass, shortcut? There is no bypass. You can't bypass Ishvara, I told you yesterday. And what are you going to bypass? You can't bypass yourself. You have to go this way. There is no other way. This is Jnana Marga, Jnana Devatu Kaivalyam. And so this is and the teacher in the Viveka Chudamani says the same thing. The same road by which all the previous others, including myself, have travelled, that is the road to redemption. And that is what I'm going to show you. There's something comforting in that. My teacher was also like me. There's something beautiful in that. Very nice. As opposed to the teacher who says, I just was dropped from the sky and then I was born enlightened. Apne aap. These apne aap people we have to be careful of, yeah. If anybody says, I got this knowledge by myself, just say, enjoy it apne aap. Yes. Don't give it to me. You please enjoy it. Here we relish, we thrive in the fact that this is it has worked for everybody else. It has worked for every single shishya that was then became the guru, then had other shishyas who then became gurus. Then there is something which is very blessed, sacred and hopeful about this knowledge. And therefore what? Therefore it will work for me also. It actually gives a boost. There is one work attributed to Adi Shankara called Shatashloki. And in the first verse there, which is a Mangalacharanam, which is a prayer to the Guru, he says, what is that? Shall I compare you to Chintamani, philosopher's stone? What is the philosopher's stone? Some kind of alchemic thing, because people were into alchemy all over the world in the medieval ages. So a philosopher's stone is that whatever it touches turns into gold. So first he writes, I will compare you to philosopher's stone, because whatever you touch has turned into gold. And then he scratches it out in the next line and he says, no, that is not an apt comparison for you, O Guru. Why? Because the philosopher's stone makes everything into gold all right, but does not turn everything into another philosopher's stone. You have made so many gurus. That is the thing. You have made the student into a teacher. That is the miracle of this knowledge. Therefore, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. The Shruti has no compunction in saying this very confidently, that the person who has Acharya definitely will get to know this. Because it is not a DIY, it is not, you can't go to the self-help section of the bookstore and say, how to do this. And now we have another Ishvara, AI, okay? And then what do? You go there, people do this. And then give me, give me definition of Ishvara, it will give. Yeah, it will cull from there and give. and then it will do all kinds of things, and it will calculate and all this. And more or less, we have found that it is not a bad version of Vedanta, but still it cannot substitute. It cannot substitute at all. So we had a meeting one time, some Arsha teachers were there, and then we were all discussing what is this, and people are getting all their information from ChatGPT and Google, Acharya, Ananda, Ananda, all these things. What are we going to do? How is this, Some people were saying. And then in that time, one of the Swamis was sitting on his phone doing something, and then he just showed us. So he consulted this another Ishvara, AI, to say what? To say which is the best institution in the whole world to study Vedanta. It did not even take time to think. It said Arsha Vidya Gurukulam. So then we said, maybe not too bad, okay? Maybe there is something here. How biased we are. Look, so, and it also said, these are the various ashrams. It gave the names, addresses, everything of the ashram, all the ashrams. And so like this, there is no other way. Even if you ask another Ishvara, namely AI, what will another Ishvara say? Another Ishvara also will say, please go to study at AVG. Please come back here. So this is that is why it is said what? Acharyavan Purushaha Veda iti. And then tasya acharyavatah. Now this is a small discussion. This is not important to us, so we are just going to breeze through it. It's just a krama that is called. What is that? Tasya acharyavatah. So mukta avidya abhinahanasya. The one who is freed of the bondage, the blindfold of avidya and anyatha jnanam. Tavadeva, tavaneva kalaha, chiram, kshepaha. Kshepaha means delay. This much only is the delay. And what is the delay? The delay again we have to do it like this. So called delay. Delay what? Sadatma swarupa sampattehe. So in order to really become one with Sat, become again. This is only from the point of the onlookers who say the Jnani also has prarabdha. See, Jnani got a cold. See, Jnani is now having heart attack. See, Jnani is in the wheelchair. See, Jnani can't even get up. This is from the standpoint of the people who say Jnani has prarabdha. The Jnani not is, see, do you think that if one is not identified with the prarabdha, how can you say the prarabdha belongs to the Jnani? So if there is a bank account and I say I am not the owner of this bank account, then that money doesn't belong to me. But from the standpoint of the people who are not where the Jnani is, they will say Jnani has prarabdha. Because you see, when you gain this knowledge, you don't, lose your life. Otherwise, imagine already so few people interested in Vedanta, and then if it were known, even through word of mouth, I am Brahman, Sadatma, nobody will come. Yeah. Not only that, look at the repercussions, and whoever is teaching, will they be Jnanis or Ajnanis? Ajnanis. No Jnani will be able to teach because all the Jnani are all gone as soon as this knowledge was gained. Sat sampadhyeta iti chet, if that were the case, there will be only Ajnanis teaching, and then even that nobody will come to listen to. So therefore what? The body-mind-sense complex, it is part of the arrangement that it will continue because the prarabdha karma that was started beforehand will continue. Like the bana that was visrishta. The bow that was released will only fall after it has reached the target. Will not reach the target. So too the prarabdha karma is already in motion. And when did the prarabdha karma start? The prarabdha karma started before the body came into being. Prak arabdham karma. And before the jnani became ajnani. For the ajnani there was prarabdha karma, but it has already begun, and now one is ajnani, and so it will continue. But for the jnani it is as though prarabdha karma. For the ajnanis around the jnani, they attach the prarabdha karma to the jnani and say, now they have got such and such a person is a Jivan Mukta, and then after that they will have what? Videha Mukti, means freedom from the body as well. Freedom from the body is important, only one feels the body is an impediment. The body is not an impediment to the jnani because they have a kind of a very thin identification with it. Just to the sahaja tadatmya prevails, the karmaja tadatmya and the bhrantija tadatmya that we discussed, none of them prevail. And so therefore what? Even though some people talk about this and there is a little bit of a discussion, this does not matter to us because we are only interested in freedom right here, right now. Because right here is Sat. And knowing that Sat, one is one with Tat, which is Sat, and that Sadatma, I am Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. Shvetaketu is told. And with that we come to the end of our studies. And then just to, they say that after studies, what should be there? We repeat the first line so that we seek the blessing for these teachings to keep on continuing in our life. Shvetaketuhu ha aruneyah asa tam ha pita uvacha Shvetaketu vasa brahmacharyam न वै सौम्य अस्मत्कुलीनः अननूच्य ब्रह्मबन्धुरिव भवति इति। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।